Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and in fact I would say welcome to this new series of videos in which I will be teaching or I will be showing you guys that how you can create your own machine learning data sets for your projects. Now many times what happens is you have a project in your mind and you want to work on that project so desperately, but what happens is you get demotivated or you lose your motivation because you find that there is not any data set available on the internet. Most of the time what people do is they have a particular project in their mind. They search on Google for corresponding data sets that will go along with the project of their interest, and if they don't find any data sets for their interest, for their particular project interest, then what of most of the time they do is they lose the idea for that particular project. So what happens is they lose motivation on the way. So it should not happen for a particular person who is aspiring to be a data scientist or who is aspiring to be a machine learning engineer. So what they should be able to do is they should be able to web scrap the kind of data that they want from the internet, or they should be able to access the data set through some sort of web APIs, which also I will be discussing in this particular video. How you might access a data set through web API. So in this particular video I will be showing you a very simple example of creating a nice looking data set for a classification task. And this particular data set will be a text data set in which we will be scraping Wikipedia pages, and we will be creating a nice looking data set of two different categories. Now obviously we will have to hand label those categories for the training purpose, but what happens is if you can generate if you can scrap sufficient number of hand labeled data set, then you will have a very wonderful and handy looking model that you can use in your projects. And you can also embed those models in Flask web applications, but those are some advanced things. Do not worry about those things. If you don't understand as of now, just focus on one thing, that if you can find a data set that match with the interest of your project, then that's good. But if you are not able to find a particular data set, then you should not lose the motivation to work on the project. What you instead should do is um, you should think of other means of generating that data set on your own. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first of all what I want you to do is I want you all to download a package called BeautifulSoup. Now BeautifulSoup is one of the many libraries which Python provides for web scraping. Now there are other libraries like Robo Browser and Selenium, which also have their own advantages. But if you want to scrap some simple text from a web page, then I think BeautifulSoup should work for you. So let me quickly install BeautifulSoup with this command called bs4. So let it happen. So since it is already installed in my system, it is saying requirement already satisfied. So as you can see, BeautifulSoup has installed, and there will one more library that we will be using, which is called requests library. And this request library, what it does is it allows us to request a particular web pages, a web particular content from the web pages through this library. Now you might be wondering that what do we do with bs4 then. Now using request, what we can get access of is the content. Now with bs4, from that content that we received after accessing some function from request library, that content we can pass in the BeautifulSoup function. And what BeautifulSoup will do is it will create a nice looking representation of that same content. And with the BeautifulSoup functionality, we can access the various different type of elements more easily in BeautifulSoup. After we have parsed that content which we got from request library. So let me quickly show you how we might be able to do that. So for that, what I will do is I will open Python IDLE, and you don't need to work on the IDLE. You are free to work on any particular development environment that you have, but I prefer working on IDLE and sometimes working on Visual Studio. But as of now, in today's lecture, what I will be doing is I will be working on this particular development environment. So let me save this application on the desktop. I will say this application, uh, make make our make our classification data. Okay, so make our classification data. So we will be creating a classification data. Before we actually create a classification data, what I want to do is I want to open Google Chrome, and on Google Chrome I want to search Wikipedia, and let us quickly search something on Wikipedia. Let's see, what can I search. Let's see, I can search astrology. Let's search astrology then. Okay, so this is the Wikipedia page for astrology, and this is the link that we want. So let me copy this link, and let me go here in on the Python IDLE. And what I want to do is I want to declare a variable called Wikipedia, or rather URL, and I want to paste this URL here. Okay, and obviously I will be enclosing this URL in this double quotes. uh, Otherwise Python will ignore everything, as you can see. Okay, but before that, what I want to do is I want to import those libraries that I discussed, requests, and then we just installed bs4. What I want to do is we want to import a class called BeautifulSoup from this bs4 library. So we will do from bs4 import beautiful soup. So this is what we are looking for. And once these libraries have been installed, what we will do is we will get the text of whatever this content is. I'm not talking about this text that we want, but I'm talking about this whole text. Now this whole text, now if you are familiar with the web-based technologies, then this whole text is made up of HTML and CSS. CSS is for styling this web page, whereas HTML is used for structuring the content. Now when I make a request to this particular page, now what happens is when I copy this link, and when I paste this link in this address bar, and when I hit enter, what I'm doing here is I'm making a request to this particular web page. Now if I make this request, if I hit enter, now my browser, which is Google Chrome in this case, and it might be different for your uh, what my browser is doing is it is structuring that response in a readable manner. Okay, so it is quite readable. Now if I hit Control Shift I, now what will happen is if I do Control Shift I, a new window like this will pop up. And if I go to elements, this is what it looks like when we code this Wikipedia page. Now this code is turned into this beautiful page by this web browser called Google Chrome. Okay, but when we call this URL using the request library, what we will be getting is this code, not this nice looking representation. We will be getting this code. Okay, so I hope it makes sense to you. So let me make a request. So what I will do is I will make a requests, and I will do request.get. Now why I am doing a request.get is that if you are familiar with the web-based technologies, and even if you are not, then you should aware of these few different types of requests that we can make. we can either make get and post request. There are other type of request also, like delete or update requests, but we won't be talking about them right now. But right now, just understand that get request is used when we are trying to access some information online, whereas post request is used when we are trying to update some information online. For example, if you are posting your status update on Facebook, then you are making a post request. Okay, so I hope it makes sense to you. Now what I want to do is I want to request dot get what I want to get this URL. Okay, so I will say URL, and then whatever response I will get, and I want to convert it to text. And why I'm converting it to text is that the response that we will be getting is in HTML format, and that HTML needs to be parsed in a form that Python can handle easily. That is why we are converting that into a text. Now once this text I have received, what I can do is I can convert this text into a soup object. Now what do we mean by this soup object? Now what this soup object does is it will not do anything special. It will just create a beautiful soup representation of the same text. Now you might be thinking that what is wrong with this representation, then why can't we just work with this text representation? Now it turns out that we can obviously work on this text, work with this text representation also, but it is a little bit difficult and we have to code everything from scratch. But what beautiful soup does is it makes our life a little bit easier by creating some functions for us. Okay, let me quickly show you what I mean. So if I pass this text into this beautiful soup constructor or class, then I will be getting this soup object. Now with this soup object, what I can do is I can do some common tasks which I had to code otherwise. I would have to code otherwise if I would have used this text as it is. So let me quickly run this application and see if I am getting any error or not. So okay, so it is only saying giving us this warning because we have not specified any parser here. So do not worry about parser as of now. Just understand that parser is something that is used to parse different type of forms of HTML. Okay, so just understand that we did not specify this, so it used the default parser, but for our case it will not make any difference. Okay, so we have got this soup object. Now what I can do with this soup object? Now this is the soup object. If I do dot and if I hit tab, then you can see all sorts of methods and attributes that we can use with this soup object. Now what I want to do is I want to particularly use a function called find all. Now with find all, what I can do is I can specify some tags. Okay, say for example, how should I show you this particular thing? Let's see. So we have got this astrology page. What are we interested in? We are interested in in this text. Now to get this particular text, what we want to do is we want to find this text's reference inside this HTML content, so that we can refer this content here when I will be saying um, uh, find all. Okay, so let's see. So let us see how can we find this text. Now it turns out that there is a special tag in a HTML file called p tag. Let me quickly show you what I mean by that. So when we highlight this HTML, as we highlight this HTML, we can see that the part that we are referring to on our left hand side. Okay, so if I go under these tags, then we will be notified on the left that what part we are referring to. So if we keep doing this nesting, you can clearly see that we have nested this. So let me nest this particular thing which is referring to this top header title. Okay, and you can clearly see this is what we are referring to. Okay, so we might not be interested in this particular content. What we are interested in is from this astrology, which is written in blue bold. Okay, so let's see. We are interested in So we are not interested in this table. We are not interested in this table. Okay, we are interested in this p tag, because p is what this astrology is starting from. So if I hit enter, so yeah, so we can see astrology is starting from here, and that claims to information about human affairs. So we are getting these tags in this p tag. Okay, so further, if we move down, so most of the content lies in this p tag. Okay, so what we can do is we can come here, we can do select all p, and what this will do is it will give us a list of all the paragraph text. So now if I say length of all p, now it is giving me 76 p tags. Now Beautiful Soup provides us an easy way of getting this text from all the paragraph, which is just by um, saying that element dot text. Let me show you what exactly I mean. So all p0 dot text. So if I hit enter, I'm getting this new line. Okay, let me check it with the second paragraph. Okay, I'm again getting new line. So most of the data will be as we know. Okay, so reportedly haunted locations. So if we go to other, like 10th paragraph. Okay, so we can clearly see we are getting the text. Okay, so now what we can do is we can join. So I can do something like space in the so basically it is a string with one space, and I want to join with space. What I want to join is I want to join these paragraphs all p, but okay, so for before that I want I need to first convert all of these paragraphs into text. So what I can do is I can do something like all p text, which is equal to for I in range of len of all p, and what I can do is all p of I dot text. Now what this will do is it will convert this all p into a list of corresponding texts. So if I hit enter, it is going to convert. Now we can use that command. So I can name this result is astrology text. Okay, astrology Wikipedia text, rather Wikipedia text. Okay, so I want to join this text, this list of texts which is residing in this list, this all p text. I want to join it on space, and I want to join on space, and I want to pass this all p text. Okay, if I hit enter, then I'm getting what I'm getting is astrology Wikipedia text. So if I print it right here, since this Wikipedia page will be very huge, so what I would be rather interested in is I would be interested in something like first 100 words, to just make sure that everything worked correctly. So astrology text, and let's print, let us first print first 100 words. Okay, so we are getting this. Let's print first 1000 words. Okay, so from here we are able to see what we are interested in. Okay, obviously this data is not clean, but we can clean it afterwards also, because first the task is to get the data set working. Once our data set is has been gathered, we can do all sorts of cleaning and pre-processing afterwards also. So what I want to show you in this particular video is to generate your own data sets. But till now what we have been able to do is we have been able to collect one Wikipedia page. Now notice here that the Wikipedia page that I searched for, the name of that Wikipedia page comes here also. Now we can utilize this fact to scrap many Wikipedia pages. Say for example, if I remove this astrology, and if I instead search something like atoms. Okay, so if I hit enter, Notice here what happens. A Wikipedia page called Atom opens up. Now if I change this to, let's say, chemistry, okay, if I hit enter, a new Wikipedia page, chemistry, opens up. So what does that mean? It shows us that we can utilize this URL changing facility to generate multiple Wikipedia pages. Okay, now what I can do here is that first of all I want to create a function which will generate one Wikipedia page dataset, and then I can loop through that list, whatever list of names that I want. Okay, let me show you what exactly I mean. Okay, so first of all what I will do is generate wikidata. I will create this function. This function is going to accept one URL parameter, and or rather I should say, no, keep it URL. Okay, so what I will do is I will first get the text of that URL by doing requests dot get, and I will pass that URL here. And once I get the text, I will say soup object is equal to beautiful soup. I'll pass the text. Once I get the soup object, you must have observed the things that I have done here. So I'm going to repeat those things here also. So first of all I'm going to get all paragraph. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do soup object, and I'm going to call this method find all. And in the find all method I'm going to find all the paragraphs. And then what I need to do is I need to do something like all paragraph text. And let me quickly copy this the same code, because this is what we will be writing here. Control C and Control V. Okay, so once we have this, we want to generate this Wikipedia text. And rather than naming it astrology, since it is a general function, we will call it Wikipedia text, and we will join this text, and we will return this text, Wikipedia text. Okay, so we have this we have generated this function. Okay, so let's quickly get rid of these two lines, and let's check this function with this URL. Okay, so let's quickly run this function. First run this Python code. Okay, so it has run success. Okay, wait a second, it created some error. Okay, let me run it again. It ran properly. Wait a second, what is happening? Astrology Wikipedia text. Okay, so so it ran properly. So what I want to do is I want to do generate Wikipedia text. And instead of this, okay, first test it with astrology only. Control C. Okay, so it is gathering the data. Response object has no len. What did we do wrong? So where it is giving us the error? Okay, why it is giving us this error? So we have this text request. Okay, so we forgot to add this text. So let us run this particular function again, and let's run this function again. So okay, so it's a squeezed text because it's a large text. So what Python console or shell did is it squeezed all the text. So rather what we should do is we should print first 100 words, or let's say 500 words. Okay, so we can clearly see it has gathered the appropriate data that we were hoping for. Now what we want to do is we want to let's change this astrology only, and let's change it to atoms, and let's see what we got. Okay, so we are getting the atom Wikipedia page. So I hope this particular function made sense to you. Now what we want to do is we want to have this name list for whatever number, whatever topic that we are trying to search. So we want to first of all create this list. Now the idea is that usually what happens is in a machine learning classification problem, what happens is we want to classify a particular piece of content uh, in one of the two categories, right? This is what we want to do. And sometimes we also want to categorize that topic into multiple categories, but for now let's stick to two categories. And we want to I want to show you that how you can create your own data sets of two categories, and then you can train a classification problem, a classification algorithm, sorry, on that data set. Okay, so what I can do is I can uh, uh, okay, so this is what I would like to show you, that I have already made this list of two different types of topics. If you notice here, the first list consists of chemistry, the second list consists of physics topics, chemistry topics and physics topics. I have done it earlier only because I do not want to do this thing which is quite tedious for me to do in the video. So I have done this earlier only to show you exactly what kind of thought process we will be going on. Here you might be actually seeing this strange speed of light thing which is joined by this underscore. And let me exactly show you what why I am doing this particular thing. So I have just searched chemistry. Let me search a multiple word topic on Wikipedia. So let's say Wikipedia supervised learning. So this is a two-word topic, and let me hit enter. And when you will go to the supervised learning topic, you will notice that these two words are joined by this underscore. And this is exactly why I joined these words by this underscore, so that the Wikipedia recognizes the kind of topic that I am looking for. And further, it doesn't matter if the first letter is uh, small or is first letter is a capital or a small. So if I change this s to small s, and if I hit enter, it will automatically change that to capital S. As you can see, it did what we hoped for. Okay, so once we have this list of topics, what we can do is we can simply copy these two topics, and we can paste these two topics here. Okay, so now we have got these topics. Now let me quickly show you the lengths of these two chemistry and physics topics. Let's save and run this. Okay, so length of chem. Okay, if I do this, this is 44. So that means it is going to scrap 44 Wikipedia pages, which is obviously going to take some time. But then what I am instead going to do is I am going to show you only few topics, so that it makes sense that that the way exactly these things work. Okay, so these are 36 topics. Then this the total of the number of total number of topics that we will be scrapping will be 80. Obviously if I do this on the video, then it might take some time. What I will instead do is I will create I will keep these chem and physics here only. But what instead I'm doing is chem short, and I will be taking first four topics: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see, control V, and so this is the chemistry short, and let me do physics short. Let me take 5 topics for physics: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control C. Okay, and after that I have this topic. What I have to do is I have to initialize a variable called Wikipedia initial, because this is for astrology. So what I can do is I can copy this part, and I can do something like wiki initial. Okay, so this is the wiki initial. Okay, So I have an extra double quote. So now this is fine. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to let's say how we will be proceeding with this. Let me declare a function make machine learning ML data, make machine learning ML classification data. So I'm calling this function make ML classification data, and in this particular function I'm going to say label 1, label 2, and yeah, so it should work here. And then what I'm gonna do, I should also pass these two lists. So uh, topic 1 URLs, topic, because this function does not know which topic we will be referring to. When we will be calling with this function, we will be passing this chemistry short topic 1 list, topic, control C, control V, and I will call this topic 2 list. And once I have this list, what I can do is what I will be doing is so let me first, before actually doing anything, let me import one more library for creating the data frame. Import pandas as PD. We will be using this particular library for creating a data frame. Okay, so we have got this label 1, we have got this label 2, and we have got this topic 1 list, which essentially is this chemistry short. Topic 2 list is essentially a physics short. Now it does not has to be it does not have to be chemistry short or physics short only. You can have your own categories. Okay, you can even have these original chemistry list, or you can even have more than 100 list, but it is obviously going to take some time scrapping that content and taking your internet connection. So what we want to do is we want to utilize this function generate Wikipedia page for a particular URL. So let's see, we will say topic 1 data list, topic 2 data empty list, and what we can do is for I in, for word in, or rather I should say for topic 1 in, topic 1 in this topic 1 list. Okay, and what I will do is I will do current URL, current URL. I will do wiki initial. What I want to do is I want to add this topic 1 that I'm looping on to this wiki initial, so that I can get the current URL topic 1. And once I have current URL, what I will do is I will call this function with this URL, and whatever result we will get, I will append that with that in topic 1 data. So that this is the idea. Topic 1 data dot append. I will call this generate wiki data with this current URL, control C, control V. Okay, so this is for topic 1. Let me repeat this for topic 2 also. Now again, you can extend this particular piece of function for more than 2 topics also. So I am doing this for only 2 topics. You can extend according to the way you want. Okay, so we have got topic 2 here, and instead of topic 1 list, we will be having topic 2 list, and current URL will be Wikipedia initial topic 2, and topic 2 data dot append generate Wikipedia data current URL. Okay, so I hope it makes sense to you. Now what we want is we have this topic 1 data, we have this topic 2 data. What now we want is we want to create labels for topic 1 and topic 2. So we will do topic 1 labels. Labels will essentially be same for all the topics in topic 1. So labels, let me do something like label 1 for I in range of len of this topic 1 data, topic 1 data. And let me repeat this for topic 2 also, control C, control V. So I will do topic 2 labels, label 2, and this label 1 and label 2 we are passing in this function. Okay, so for I in range range of len of topic 2 data. And once we have these labels, what we can do is we can initialize an empty data frame, or we can even rather we could have okay, so it should work. I think I should have this one list. I should have this one list only. Okay, let's see how we can accomplish the task from here only. Hmm. Okay, so what we can instead do is data1 is equal to pd dot data frame, and in this data frame we are going to pass a dictionary. We will be saying that the text that we have, and we will say topic 1 data, whatever list we have scrapped, and next we will be saying label, corresponding label, and instead of label we will say topic 1 labels. Okay, and we will be repeating that for creating data 2, control C, control V, and instead of data 1 now we will be having data 2 pd dot data frame text topic 2 data and topic 2 labels. Okay, so now we have got this data 1 and data 2. Finally we will do combined data is equal to pd dot concatenate. We will concatenate these two data sets. We will just pass data 1 data 2. Okay, and we will return this data. So finally our function is complete. Obviously we haven't checked this function yet, so let's quickly run this function. Okay, why it is taking so long? Okay, so it ran properly. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to run this data set, this make ml classification, with our short chemistry and physics list. Okay, so let's do make ml data. Now label 1 will be obviously chemistry topics, and label 2 will be physics topics. This is okay, sorry, mm, physics topics. Okay, and instead of topic 1 list we want to send chemistry short, and instead of topic 2 we want to send physics short. Okay, so if I hit enter, it is going to take some time because in these two lists we have got around nine topics, so 9 Wikipedia pages needs to be scrapped, and the returned data set will be returned in the form of combined data. So let me call it data. Okay, so let me quickly hit enter. So it is going to take some time. I hope it does not do any error. So it is just giving us that warning which it gives before because we did not pass the parser in this function, in the function BeautifulSoup. Okay, so let's see how long does it take. So so if you instead you ran with these chem and physics, depending on your internet connection, it will scrap all of these Wikipedia pages, and it will generate a nice looking data for you. And I hope it ran successfully. Let me quickly print this data, and you can clearly see our machine learning data set is ready. So here we can see that we have got this data we have got this data. Obviously this is a text data. Now this text column refers to all the text, and this label column refers to all the labels. Now with these 9 labels we can obviously train a machine learning model. Obviously no one will train a machine learning model with only 9 examples. We need more such examples. So I hope you liked this video. There are few problems actually that you might correct on your own. because the video has become quite long. So I might create one more video to show you that how you might fix this may refer to issue by creating one more function for cleaning the data. So wherever we have this may refer to in the text, we will disregard that topic, because that topic does not exist. Okay. So so I hope, and further we can also in reset index. You can notice here that since we are concatenating these two data frames, so what it has done is it has simply concatenated without resetting the index. So the solution would have been just to include this reset index method, which would have been quite easier. So I hope you will be able to do that on your own, and I hope you like this video. I'll include this source code in the description down below. And further, I would like to encourage you to create your own datasets in future. In this particular series, I will be coming up with more such videos. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We can do a lot of things with web scraping, like creating our own text based datasets. We can also create all sorts of other text based datasets. We will be also scraping datasets to create our own linear regression datasets, with which we can predict a continuous based variable. Okay. So I hope you liked this video. If you really like this video, and if you think that this video helped you in any way, then consider subscribing to the channel and consider liking to the video for getting more such video recommendations. So I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.